Welcome to Truth and Tequila. This is another time where we're going to yeah. We're sipping on some fine agave here at the Mojo Central Studio, and we are here on The Real Undressed. And these are the episodes that are dedicated to answering any and all questions that you have navigating the areas of spirit, sex, and of course, igniting your mojo. Now, this week we are doing a special mini series. It's a 3-parter. If you missed the first part, go ahead and check that out. It was the last Truth and Tequila before this one. And we are doing a 3-parter that is based on the Netflix series called The Principles of Pleasure. So this is part 2. The series is in 3 parts. The first was talking about bodies and pleasure. Today we'll be talking about minds and pleasure. And the third part is relationships and pleasure. All right. So if you haven't seen the Netflix series, I highly encourage you to, because it's powerful and there's great information in there. A lot of stuff that many people don't know, which is why I think it's so wonderful that they've made it. They've put it out in the world, and it's, it's making a difference. So let's talk about pleasure and our mind. Now, there's a whole concoction of hormones that are connected to the way pleasure flows through our body. There's this concept of eroticism that is also talked about regarding our minds and pleasure. And what's interesting is, again, eroticism, similarly to pleasure, has gotten a really bad rap. And it seems like, ooh, that's a dirty thing. But when it comes to our mind, and particularly when we look at it in the 4 pillars of Mojo, M is about mindset in the way that we roll with things over here. And it's really critical to have a powerful, Mojo-licious mindset in order to welcome and have yourself available to pleasure. So after you've connected to your body, and again, we talked about that on the last episode, allowing and understanding how your mind can regulate the flow of pleasure in terms of a concept and what it then tells your body is really critical. One of the ways that I've found to support our having a Mojo-licious mindset is to get comfortable with concepts, to really understand definitions of things, to become a little bit of a word nerd, as I like to call it, and also to open your mind up to an idea that you might have previously thought was a bad, shameful thing. You had it on the level and the scale of good, bad, nothing else. The fact of the matter is most things don't live in such polarized places. Okay, we want to find the space that's more in the middle. And, you might lean a little more to one side or the other. However, it's not about, having the concept at these polarized positions for yourself. There's always going to be a mid-ground. And when it comes to pleasure, this is the part where we're looking to create a understanding and availability with your mind to say, oh yes, pleasure's awesome. Pleasure's normal. Pleasure's just something that happens all the time. So let's take it a little step further now to, again, eroticism. Eroticism comes from eros. Now, eros is truly at its highest level. Eros is love. Eros is love, like mixed with pleasure. And a lot of people think, well, isn't eros just sex? And no, if you really look at, and you go way back, millennia back into history, eros is what was the ruling factor for communities. This is when the feminine principle was in its heyday. So of course, we've moved away from that, sadly, and yet there is a whole reclamation and a welcoming of Eros that is happening. It is happening. It doesn't necessarily look like it's happening because there's a lot of shit and breakdown. However, what's rising is more of the feminine, and that comes with this Eros. So Eros, love mixed with pleasure, is something to begin to grok in your mind as acceptable, as desirable, as, oh, okay, I can talk about that. I can think about that. I can allow that to be a part of my life. This is the way that I'm inviting you to bring pleasure into the mind for yourself. All right? When we really bring Eros into our life, again, it becomes more of a lifestyle rather than a fleeting thing. And that's the game I really, that's what I share and I teach and I mentor the clients and the ladies that come to me. It's about creating all of these concepts to not be concepts, to have them be a lifestyle rather than, I'm just going to do it like, I'm going to go, away for the weekend to take a long weekend in Hawaii or something. And so we'll just do Hawaii for the weekend. That's really fun. But then you go back to life and you're in your regular grind, and Hawaii seems like just a faint wisp of smoke in the distance. So what I'm talking about is having pleasure, Eros, mojo as a daily experience. It's a lifestyle. It's not just something that you dip in and out of. Now, is that going to take some cultivation? Absolutely. Right? It's just like, any kind of exercise. Some of us love it. Some of us don't. Some of us, need to create it as a lifestyle. So it becomes just a thing that you do and it's part of your world. And if you're like me and maybe exercise isn't like, yeah, let's go do it all the time. For me, it's about finding the pleasure that's available in moving my body in a way called exercise. That's the way that I incorporate it. Try it on if you'd like. It's a little, it's part of, again, the mindset and what our mind does in connection to pleasure and Eros. Now, Principles of Pleasure on Netflix goes on to a lot more of the scientific part of what's going on with our hormones and how they regulate through our body and how they stimulate and trigger the mind. So do check it out for more details on that. And here on The Real Undressed, I've had amazing conversations with amazing, brilliant guests. It's one of the things that I love to do here and why I have this show. So let me highlight a couple of the guests that will further stimulate and further support you in awakening your mind and really allowing your mind to take in pleasure and Eros. So one guest, Rie Katagiri, she is the founder of Erotic Movement Arts. This is a woman who knows Eros inside and out, and our conversation around it is delicious. So I highly encourage you to check that out. All of these, by the way, no stress. They're linked in the show notes, so you can click on them there. You can also listen to my conversation with Pamela Madsen, who is has a fabulous retreat that she does. It's called Back to the Body. And in terms of living life and having your mind really be in a state of pleasure, she's your gal. This is a conversation that we have, and it's so yummy. And there's also Jean Franzblau. And she's just the maven of being in a sex positive world. She has some fantastic things that she does. There's a whole world of cuddling that she brings to the table, and this is about wrapping your mind again, and she really helps you wrap your mind around being in a sex positive, very consensual, alive space. So that's another episode to check out. Overall, in this part, our mind conversation around pleasure and eros, I invite you to look at what your thoughts are, right? Because everything is energy. Everything is energy. This is the principle, the foundational principle of Mojo. And so when we really live by that, because it is true, and scientifically, energy has been proven in this way, our minds have thoughts, and our thoughts are energy. So your thoughts are things, and those thoughts become the words that you speak, and the words you speak become the actions you take or you don't take. Right? This is now on the Mojo principles of mindset. So this is your invitation. Really look at, what are your thoughts around pleasure and around eros? Challenge yourself. Ask yourself, are they true? Are they yours? Are they true and are they yours? And if they are, fantastic. Great. You are on the road of Mojo. If you're noticing, oh wait, maybe this isn't my thought. Maybe this is something that my parents taught me that isn't really true for me. Maybe this is something that I learned in my church or my temple or, school. And this isn't actually what I believe. Well, good. Then wrestle with that and find your truth, because it will set you free, and it will then allow you to access your mojo. Now, my friend, if you have any questions about this, or if you want to submit a question for a future Truth and Tequila episode, well, then I encourage you, go to therealundressed.com and click Submit Your Cue on the Truth and Tequila image. You can always DM me on Instagram as well, at Deborah Kagan. Because here's the deal. The Real Undressed, it is here to inspire you to get free. Free in whatever way, shape, or form that takes. And as always, if you're digging this episode, go ahead and take 60 seconds. 60 seconds, just 60 seconds. It's so simple. Yes, this is the plug to ask you to rate, subscribe, review, or follow the show on whatever platform you are listening to this on. It makes a world of difference in helping this show grow. And grow we are, my friends, and that's because of you. You, my delicious, mojalicious listener out there. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. This show is for you. And I appreciate you rating, reviewing, following, subscribing it wherever you are. And of course, this is the second part of a 3-part mini series that I'm doing here for you on the Truth and Tequila episodes. So make sure to come back for the finale, part 3 next week. All right. As always, thanks for getting undressed with me.